Okay, let's go over the new 30-second note deal. And then, yeah, just when you can, send over videos, even though it's like past the cutoff time. That's okay. Um, if I don't see it until Monday, I don't see it till then. But I definitely appreciate you communicating with me and just letting me know what's going on. Not everybody does that. So you definitely get bonus points for that. That's very much appreciated. And then, yeah, going over the next ascending thing. Yeah, there's quite a bit to talk about. Um, but yeah, let's do this guy first. So basically, kind of getting you into doing a really fast gallop and kind of seeing how that works. So, got your standard gallop here, and then basically doubling it up. So really, like a gallop, it's you have one short note and then two fast notes. So you could technically have a gallop of a whole note and then two half notes. And you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And then you could have, one quarter note and two, not a quarter note, a half note and two quarter notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Quarter note 2/8, so like 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. But the more traditional way, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. So now we're just going to go even faster with it. I like palm muting the like everything except the quarter note. So that's something you could do if it feels okay to you, and if you also like the sound of it. Just sounds tighter to me and more metal. So counting it, like I would just count it as basically like doubling up how fast I counted the first half for something like this. So like going 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3. 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3. 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3. 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3. 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3. 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3. So yeah, work it up in twos for this one as well. Here we go. Let's go up in tens for this to demonstrate it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3. 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3. 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3. 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3. 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3. 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3. 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, 4. So I'm definitely tensing up quite a bit for the 30-second note part. So if you find that you're doing the same thing, that's fine. It's totally fine. Because you got to put in more muscle to go that damn fast for those little bursts. So yeah, if you feel like you're tensing up to muscle through it, totally fine. Totally fine. All right, one more speed. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like get really mean with it when that happens. Okay, so let's get into the description of what to do here. So I have a lot of steps that are possible. It doesn't mean you have to do every single one. In fact, going on how you've done stuff, you do not need to do every single one. Hold on, there we go. Because, starting with step 1 here, and I have it all numbered in such a way that like each thing I'm calling a checkpoint, we got all like 64 steps total. And this is for like if people need them, if people need it kind of thing. So basically step 46 there, yeah, final checkpoint. Basically I got like all these different like checkpoint ideas just to kind of see where you need to focus. So looking at the end of this one, I won't show the whole thing, huh? Because normally what I would do with people, or what I have done, is something like this. They would start with this, and then, I'm talking about the very final thing where it says checkpoint 1, and then the checkpoint 2, that would be the second thing I give them, and then the third checkpoint, I'd give something like that. But the more I work with people on stuff like this, what I've learned is some people need a ton of different steps to even get to that kind of thing right there. So that's why I have all this extra stuff. That's not necessary, but it could be helpful. It depends on, how you progress from one thing to the next. So this is what we're going to do. With checkpoint 1, I want you to start with that. Okay? And you're going to do testing speeds. I don't know if we've talked about that yet. We got testing speeds. So just in case we haven't, I'm going to bring up an image. I don't remember if I've given this to you either. I might as well include it in the email because it ain't going to hurt. Almost there. I mean, I'm pretty sure I've given you this. I'll give it again. Display capture left. There we go. And let's just go back to normal here. And boom. All right. So looking at the notes per second here on the left, that's kind of thinking, because I usually just have people go up in 20s for this, but I want to have something more uniform, more specific for the different subdivisions one might work on and when trying to get crazy fast. So if you look here, it's going up in 15 beat per minute increments, 15 beat per minute increments to increase one additional note per second. So that's your testing speeds. So starting at 60 and then go 75, 90, 105, 120, and so on. Now with the string changes, I would say it's fine to maybe just stop at the 180 for this. Especially as we get going faster, hitting like that 210, it's going to be really freaking hard. But you are absolutely welcome to make 210 your goal speed for the string changes still. Nothing wrong with setting a slower speed for it, because, we can always, once you get like the final step done, you can start, pushing the speed faster there if need be. But anyway, I'm going to leave that up to you. 210, for the more extreme metal stuff, and 180 for your shred guitar territory right there. So your call. Just let me know which one you pick. Let me know the note per second that you pick, okay? Yeah, basically, so let's say 210 is the goal still. So you just keep increasing by 15 to see, can you get to that goal speed going up in the testing speeds? If not, then you're going to go through all the other steps. So, hold on. There we go. Okay. So yeah, let's say, you can't get from the 60 to the goal speed by increasing, 15 beats per minute each time. So then what you're going to do is go back to the very start. Do the testing speeds for the first step, for step 1. So most likely you'd get that. If not, that's okay. And then like maybe you get, step 2, testing speeds, you knock that out. Testing speeds, you get that. Testing speeds, you get that. Testing speeds, you get that. And maybe you get the testing speed correct for those steps as well. But then you get to step 10, like, okay, now you cannot reach your goal speed with the testing speeds. That's the step you begin going up in 5s once again. So once you can get that, again, this is all just an example to let you know how to approach this. So let's say that is the step that you could not reach your goal speed by using the testing speeds. So that's the one you would go up in 5s. Now, once you reach your goal speed going up in 5s, when you go to the next step, testing speeds again. Because sometimes all you needed to do was work up one of the steps in 5s, and then when you go to the next step, you can do the testing speeds again. So whenever you go to a new step, use the testing speeds to see if you can get it. And whenever you run into another step, you cannot reach your goal speed with the testing speeds, work it up in 5s. And then once you complete this at the goal speed, move on to checkpoint 2. And then, yes, jump straight to the end. Because you might get it. You might. Do the testing speeds. If you can't reach your goal speed using the testing speeds, go back to the very first step of that file. And in this case, it would be step 16 because I just numbered everything from beginning to end on this part of the program. So basically, yeah, the first step going on in that file, and then do your testing speeds there. So to sum all that up, with each, so you got 6 checkpoints. Start with checkpoint 1, try the very last example, and it'll say checkpoint 1 at the bottom. Do the testing speeds, see if you can get your goal speed with that. If you cannot reach your goal speed, then go to the very first step or first example in that file, start doing the testing speeds from there. When you reach an example or a step that you cannot reach your goal speed by doing the testing speeds, then that's the one you're going to start going up in 5s. Once you complete that step, reach your goal speed by going up in 5s, move on to the next step, try the testing speeds first. If the testing speeds don't work it up in 5s. And then you just keep going through that cycle right there. As far as what to send video-wise, because there's a lot of stuff here. When you reach a step you need to work it up in 5s, send a video for that one at the goal speed. You don't need to send in video for every single step where you're testing with the 15s, except for the checkpoints. That would be best to send in video even if you're just doing the check or the testing speeds, because those are very important things. So for all the checkpoint parts, to the last thing on each file, send in video to demonstrate that, just to be safe, and any of the steps that you would need to work it up in 5s to get there. And then if you reach a point that you're not able to reach your goal speeds, let me know then, and then I'll tell you what to do next. But let's just start with that. And I feel like that's quite a bit to think about and take in. So let's just start with that. If you have any questions about that, definitely let me know. I hope it's explained well enough. I'm going to be having it written down and input it into the EPUB version of this, or basically the ebook version of it. This way you can just keep reading it over and over again. Anyway, that's the goal with that. If you have questions, yes, please let me know. So yeah, send in the other stuff as soon as you can. And I did send over the next Legato stuff, I believe. If I did not, please tell me. But I'm pretty sure I did. Okay, there we go. See you again in your new. Yeah, so next week is the holiday. That's right. So we're not doing anything on Thursday because we're both out. But yeah, still sending the other video stuff. I'll let you know how it goes. All right, that's it. Done talking. See you in the new videos.